Hi, Top Billy's Jungle Palace of Love, and we're going to be doing a little bit of cooking today. Before I get into that, let me just go ahead and say right off, look, clearly you saw the title of the video, so it's what it is. And before we even get going here, I just want to point out a couple of things. You see this bowl of rice I got right here? Well, I don't know if you know it or not, but it's full of bugs, usually weevils. They're in there, and if you doubt me, just take some rice, stick it in your garage for a while, come back later, and then see what happens. Well, look, I'm just going to tell y'all right off, before I do anything, whenever I eat things I'm not supposed to, I got to take these enzymes. So take some of that, and I can really kick those enzymes supercharged by taking a little swig of this, my little private bottle of apple cider vinegar, Bragg's. It's the only one that worked for me. Look, I'm not telling you what to do, but when I take a combination of these two, I could essentially eat a brick and digest it. Okay, so, I've been highly critical about the powers that shouldn't be out there, and all, everybody out there from Klaus Schwab to Yuval Noah Harari, his little henchman, telling everybody they ought to be crickets. Well, be crickets. They already think you're crickets anyway, but they think you ought to be eating them as well. Well, I've been highly critical of it, and I guess, can I truly be really critical of what they say if I haven't yet tried it myself? So like I said, I got a bowl. I'm going to start off with some leftover rice here. Something I know already has bugs in it, and we eat them all the time. Michelle went out there and picked some of these, we got? Some thyme and some dandelion greens. We're just going to go ahead and chop this up. So this is going to be real simple in how I go about this. And then right here, we ordered these bugs. I can't even believe I just said that out loud, but yes, we ordered these bugs, so it's got a combination of, let's see here, grasshoppers, mole crickets, silkworms, fried crickets, sago worms, and salt. And it's all dehydrated. And strangely enough, it looks like this stuff came out of Louisiana, so go figure. Eat a lot of interesting things down there. All right, so this here is we're gonna use this here to kind of add a little something to it. And then we got the rice here. And of course we got our delicious bugs. How about that? Well, I guess the best way to go about this is going to be to stir fry this stuff, at least to some extent. And we'll just take it from there. All right, y'all, seems the best way to go about this is stir fry this bad boy. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Let's see here. I got some avocado oil. I'm not going to use olive oil because, when it gets a high smoke point and everything, I've heard it's, not... This stuff is made for it, okay? Or I could use coconut oil or something like that. Yeah, here I am looking for heart healthy when I'm about to eat some bugs. Looks like the pan's getting hot. The best way I can think of doing this is doing a stir fry. So here goes nothing. I'm gonna take some of this rice, maybe all of it, stick it up in there. It works better when this stuff is day old and cold. This one's still a little bit sticky. Put it all up in there, man. I'll be straight with y'all. Look, I'm not even trying to, make real fried rice here. All I'm just trying to do is put some flavor into this stuff. So I got this leftover English cucumber. I'm gonna throw it up in here, along with some of them greens Michelle picked. I can guarantee you she won't be partaking in any of this. And I'm just gonna throw some of this. These are liquid aminos. We don't use soy sauce up in here. You have to talk to Michelle as to the reasons why, but I guarantee if we don't use it, she's got a really good reason as to why. Well, it looks pretty good so far. All right, here goes nothing. Essentially, very, very simple. Just some soy sauce, some rice, English cucumber, which is always a fresh element. That's why I love cucumbers so much and why Michelle does, and as well. But the star of the show is definitely going to be these guys right here. So I guess the best way to go about this is use a garnish. Use them as a garnish. All right. Well, here goes nothing. All right, y'all. Just to keep it real, this is the food my food eats. Check it out. Yeah, just made it rain up in there, chickens. So anybody that wants to reach out to Klaus Schwab and his little henchman, that Harari dude, you tell them they can both kiss my crickets, because this is how I grew up. Oh, look here. We got real life food that came from my food. How about that? Oh yeah. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna take all this up to the hacienda and we're gonna go make some proper food out of this. But that, to me, is the only proper way to eat crickets and worms. So, think about this, y'all. I mean, I know this is something of a joke, but we're also making a point here. Unless you want to be relegated to that, to eating that sort of thing, this is what the World Economic Forum and these other lunatics, and that's exactly what they are. They're lunatics. They see you as your value is no higher than those chickens there. In fact, they consider it probably less. Probably, almost certainly, the status of those bugs they're over here grubbing on right now. Ain't that right, birds? Yeah. So you can take that protein, you can take all that stuff, and you can convert it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, well, she's in there doing her thing, so I'm not going to disturb her. Oh, looks like you're on the way out. Come on, chicken. Come on, I'm trying to get my grub on. Come on. She's not broody, she was just laying. Bottom line is, y'all, this is the world we live in. We actually have first-class lunatics that would literally want you to eat those bugs when we know we have things out there like these fantastic birds that will convert those bugs and all the others into this. How cool is that? But here's the beauty of actually having chickens outside and not in a confinement house, is they can harvest all those bugs in the world, because chickens, despite what they tell you in the media, are not vegetarians. So let's go up there and convert this into food I can really eat. Rub-a-dub-dub, it's time to sit down and grub, but I want to give you a comparison. These are store-bought eggs. Okay, let's just put a couple of them in here. Don't worry, I ain't gonna waste them because they will go to my dogs. And these are bug-fed eggs. There's uno. And there's dose. Okay. Which one do you think is the better egg? The egg and the white, you can see, are all mounded up on this one. Here, not so much, and usually you can tell these are very, very fresh. These are the eggs you want to eat. These are your bug-fed eggs. So this is the only proper way for you and me and everybody else to eat bugs. Yeah, if it's in your rice as weevils, suck it up. You're going to eat it anyway, unless you hear them in there popping. All right, so let's turn this into something really delicious. Eggs made by crickets. How about that? And here's how I do it. Now, for me, the perfect eggs shouldn't take more than about a minute. Somewhere thereabout. But you ain't ever going to catch me eating those slimy, sloppy eggs either. So I like them cooked all the way. So here, I can like to flip this thing over like so. This time didn't end up on the ceiling. Now check this out. I'm gonna just crowd it over to this side. Put that on there. There's some cheese grated up the other day. This is some guinea hog bacon that I made out of them guinea hogs we had up the mountain. And as you can see, I overcooked it just a tad, so the chickens clearly make a contribution. Pigs make a commitment. Well, as you can see, this here is the only logical way to turn crickets, worms, any kind of bugs you think of, like the ones in this packet, into something edible, okay? So, I mean, you gotta love it. Grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sourdough, which is, by the way, makes the best grilled cheese of all. And like I said, homemade sausage, well, not this case, homemade bacon from a guinea hog, which, by the way, I got a little too salty. And of course, eggs that you can't even hope to buy. And to top it off, picking the right system can also make those eggs very free, which we've talked about numerous times. So I'm gonna take a bite of this sandwich, but if you need any bone sauce, comfrey, we're hoping to have by, I know a lot of people are asking about it, we should have it by the end of March at the latest. Till next time, this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm, where permaculture is my passion, and this is what permaculture produces.